Well, we need one more member of our team, and I'm going to welcome her up. It's our wine and food specialist, Leigh Coulter. Leigh, come on up. Hey, Leigh, good to see you.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, ciao. Ciao.
Welcome, welcome. So glad you all could come.
Leigh, I'm going to go right into our little icebreaker we have each show. What makes a wine feel different on your tongue, in your mouth? Some wines we sometimes say are smooth, like milk, and
What's that about?
what is that all about? What causes that?
What a great question. Well, you know, this is our Cabernet Sauvignon tasting. And so those of you who have been with us for the other two primary red varietals, the Pinot Noir and the Merlot, know that we are moving up in strength, concentration, flavor intensity. That's how we ordered them, from the Pinot Noir being the lightest, the Merlot in the middle, and the Cabernet Sauvignon being the Mac Daddy of the red wines that we're mostly familiar with. So in any wine, there are 4 components to a flavor. Okay, this is giving you some tools to use when you're thinking about what it is you're tasting. And those 4 components are fruit, acid, alcohol, and tannin. Of those 4, 2 are actually tastes, that being the fruit and the acid. Those other 2, alcohol and tannin, are more textures. Okay. You know, you oftentimes hear, well, I like the flavor of eggs, but I don't like the texture. Or I really like the flavor of coconut, I don't like the texture. So foods and beverages also have textures. And what makes a texture in a wine is the alcohol and the tannin. And so you'll feel this along the edges of your mouth, right?
Sure.
Right up here. And for the tannin, it'll feel dry. This confused the heck out of me for a very long time. I could not quite understand how a liquid could feel dry. But, you know, you only have to drink a few before you really can tell. And when you're pairing it with food, it can actually be quite nice, because that dryness in your mouth triggers that salivation in your mouth. Makes you feel hungry, makes you feel ready for that next bite, makes you feel ready for that next sip. So it can be a good thing. The travel crew and I are just having a wonderful time this afternoon. We're at Fenwick's Neighborhood Restaurant in Myers Park, where the owner, Catherine Robb, has graciously agreed to sit down with me and taste our wines for tonight. Welcome, Catherine.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here.
It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
We have the 4 Chardonnays, and I've let Catherine know that the wines that she is tasting tonight this afternoon are Chardonnays, but I haven't given her any clues or any notes. And I'm going to be tasting these wines with her. Any opportunity you get, you know, you need to. Oh, look at this. How nice. So just do a little. And if you don't mind, Catherine, let's talk just a minute about, you know, what you see in the glass and what you might appreciate and what you might pull off in terms of an aroma or a bouquet.
Well, Chardonnay is such a wonderful grape because it's so versatile, and it lends itself to a number of winemaking treatments. So I'm excited about the lineup today. I think we'll be able to taste some different styles of Chardonnay. This one's got a beautiful, very light gold color. Moderately intense aromas.
I think that because Chardonnay is so versatile, it can be exasperating to try to purchase.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. And then the other thing, too, is the styles are changing. You know, a lot of times, years ago, people were aging Chardonnay in oak barrels for so long that it just tasted like the floor of the wood shop.
Yeah, right.
And now people are using much more restrained and integrated oak, and it's they're very charming and much more elegant and much better with food. And this wine looks like it's definitely in that category.
Yeah, this you can tell right away that it's nicely balanced and it's in the easy drinking style.
It's definitely light in the easy drinking style. And the other thing is it's got that nice kind of classic Chardonnay aroma: apples, pears, you know, a little butter,
a little citrus, but just a hint, I think, on the smell.
Just a hint.
Feel free to slurp. I forgot to.
Well, we have one more member of our team that I would like to introduce. and that is our wine and food specialist, Leigh Coulter. Hey. Leigh, come on up.
Good to see you, Kathy.
Hey, Leigh, good to see you. How have you been?
Great. Joe, good to see you.
Hi, Leigh. Welcome.
It's been a month. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome. Good to see everybody.
Great to see you, Leigh. Leigh, I think we'll start with a question that I think I already know the answer to, but I think it's fascinating and good for people out there to know because it comes up a lot. And I'll open it up to both of you.
Sure.
We know that the vintage is the year of the wine, but what does that really mean? Does that mean the year the grape is harvested, the year that it's bottled, or it's released to market? Which is it?
Well, you're probably exactly right. You do know the date that's printed on the bottle is the date that the grapes are grown. Okay, it doesn't have to do with the release date or any of that. And it can, depending on the climate conditions and the weather and all of that, it dramatically affects the harvest, and consequently it dramatically affects the flavor of the grape. So depending on the varietal and the region, the vintage is really important. Particularly today about is developing your palate for red wines. So the things on the table in front of you are representative of the kinds of flavors and aromas that you're going to find in the 3 wines that we're going to be sampling today. I know I'm not alone when I tell you about past horrible experiences going to the grocery store. You just want to pick out a bottle of wine. How hard can that be, right? You just go to the store, you pick one off the shelf, and it's no big deal. Well, how many times have you go stand there, you walk in, you've got this really simple idea, you've got this simple intention, you turn the corner, and there's 10,000 bottles of wine. It's like, oh my God! Okay, I'll just get a white wine. So, because champagne is more delicate and a little bit more fragile because of the carbonation that's going to evaporate on you, this is one of the occasions that I really recommend having the right glass. Again, it's not necessary to buy the most expensive one, but you do want to buy something that's fluted, something that has a nice stem that you can hold and keep from warming the wine. Champagne, as we all know, is served quite chilled, and a nice stable foot to it so that the glass doesn't tip over.
Smile and set the glass down.
Smile and set the glass down.
Because in the movie